Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. My name is Brian. This is Traveling with Brian. I've been traveling for about 30 years, and I've compiled a list of tips that I want to go over today just for the new traveler or people who are experienced in traveling, and maybe there's something that is in my tip list that you don't know, or maybe there's other tips that you would like to go over yourself, and you can post those in the comments. The first tip I want to go over is travel insurance. Travel insurance is always a good thing to have. You may not need it that often, however, it is good to have in case something happens. For example, if you get hurt in another country, or if, God forbid, you get sick on a cruise or any other resort or anything, travel insurance usually will help you out. Travel insurance also comes in handy if you miss your flight, if you end up having a problem and you need a hotel for the night. Travel insurance usually covers that. It also covers if you lose your luggage or if you drop a camera or anything along those lines. Right now, a lot of cruise lines are insisting on travel insurance and that passengers have it. It's always good to look at your travel insurance policy, see what's included. Always make sure if you're on a cruise to have some kind of air evacuation policy in the travel insurance, just in case you get sick on the ship and need to be evacuated by air, or if you get stuck in another country and need to be transported back to your home country. Another thing I want to go over is travel agents versus booking alone on a booking website. Travel agents come in handy. They're a great source of information. They usually know about the resorts that they're booking or the cruise lines that they're booking. They've usually been on the ship. They can give you some tips. They can give you some hints, find you some really good deals. Booking sites are good to have if you're going to book for like 1 or 2 nights somewhere. However, booking sites, when you have a problem, you have to call an 800 number, you have to wait on hold, and then you're talking to somebody who really doesn't know anything about your trip and really doesn't care because the booking site really doesn't pay them to care. I've always booked with a travel agent. I've been traveling for 30 years. I've almost always booked with a travel agent, and anything goes wrong, I usually just call the travel agent and they fix it right away. Booking sites, on the other hand, a lot of times you call them and maybe somebody will do something, but it's usually not as much as the travel agent will do. Travel agents have more of a stake in your vacation than a booking site would. Another thing is, before I travel, I always contact the Department of Tourism for where I'm going. Even if you've been someplace a bunch of times, the Department of Tourism could have deals going on. They could give you some information on different things that might be going on that you don't know about. And sometimes they even have better deals than you'll find online. For example, a couple years ago, I went to Bermuda. I stayed at a resort, and I booked a resort, and then I contacted the Bermuda Board of Tourism, and they sent me some information. And in the information, there was actually an offer where if you stay 3 nights, you get a night free. The hotel I was staying at is actually part of that offer, but never mentioned it to me. And when I called them about it, they actually ended up giving me 2 nights for free. So I ended up getting 5 nights in Bermuda for the price of 3. Tourism boards are really good to talk to. You can get great deals through them. You can find out a whole bunch of stuff about the area you're visiting. And it's just a good thing to talk to them and see what kind of things are going on. Another good thing would be to research any trip that you're going to take. You're about to spend thousands of dollars, so a little bit of research could actually help you have a much better vacation and could also prevent some minor things that you don't know about. For an example, a friend of mine booked a trip to El Salvador on a booking site. I ended up going with her, and when we got there, we had problems with 2 of the hotels, and she tried calling the booking site, and the booking site basically said to her, they're not responsible for their vacation. Had they gone to a travel agent, they might have not had those problems. Had there been a problem, they could have called the travel agent. The travel agent could have probably either fixed it or found a quick way to go around and get a better deal somewhere else. I always research my trips. I usually spend about 6 hours at least researching where I'm going. And even when I'm traveling on a cruise or anything like that, I still contact the tourism board just to have a little bit more information and possibly get some kind of deal on where I'm going. Another good thing, call the hotel where you're going to stay. If you're going to stay at a hotel, or if you're going to stay at a resort, call the hotel or resort. Even if you book it online or if you book it through a travel agent, it's sometimes good to call them. Maybe they're running a promotion that they haven't put on their website. Maybe they're doing something, or maybe they'll just give you something for calling them and talking to them. An example of this is I book a lot of hotels, and one time there was a hotel that I was booking where they were giving away $50 gift cards if you stayed with them. I called the hotel. I told them I was going to be staying for multiple nights. They upped the $50 gift card to a $150 gift card, which is pretty nice to have 3 times what they were offering on their website. Another thing to think about is known traveler websites or known traveler apps. For example, there's Clear, which I believe is like $180 a year. There's the TSA PreCheck, which is, I believe, $100. And there's a couple other sites out there that you can go on, and it will basically just get you through the airport a lot quicker, because basically what they do is they do a background check on you. They run a bunch of information. So then when you go to the airport, you find the Clear terminal, you find the PreCheck terminal, and you basically can get through the TSA lines and the checkpoint lines a lot faster. This comes in handy, especially if you're going to be traveling a lot. I've found that when I go to the airports and I use Clear, I can usually get through about 20 to 30 minutes faster than if I was not using Clear or other PreCheck sites. Another good app to have is Smart Traveler. It is part of the United States Department of State. It basically, if you go on there, you register your passport and put in your personal information, your contact information, and then you can basically upload your itinerary so that the Department of State knows where you are when you're in a country that is not the United States. The Department of State will know where you are. It gives you the number for the local consulate or the local embassy. It also gives you any alerts that might be going on. God forbid something happens in the country when you're there. It'll give you an alert, say, hey, something's going on. Please get to the local consulate or the local embassy. It's also good for them to know that you are in the country, just in case anything goes wrong. They know to contact you, or they'll give you a list of contact information for that country on how to get help should something go wrong. Another app that I use is called Airside Mobile Passport. Basically, what that is when you're coming back from a cruise or you're coming back from a flight, you're supposed to fill out that little declaration form. This you can do on your phone or whatever. Fill out the declaration form on your phone. And then when you're going to be checked by customs, you basically just scan what you uploaded, a QRC code. You scan your phone and you walk right through. It's much faster than having a person read your form and everything. It just saves a whole lot of time. Last but not least is cruising. A lot of people recognize the backdrop behind me. It is a Celebrity Millennium class ship. The Millennium class is actually a great class of ship for Celebrity. One of my favorite is the Summit. On the Summit, so people know that you can get Suite 16 rooms, which is 8 rooms on either side that have a larger balcony than the other standard balconies for about the same price as a regular balcony. It is basically the biggest balcony you can get on the ship before going into one of the suite classes. With cruising, again, it's good to have travel insurance. It's good to book early. But for cruises, I recommend if you're going more than 100 miles away from where you live to board the ship, I suggest going down there at least a day or two early to get on board. A lot of people think that they can go the same day, fly out the same day, get to where they're going. And sometimes your flight gets delayed, your flight gets canceled, or there's other problems, you lose your luggage, and it's just a nightmare to deal with. It is better to go a day or two early, get to the port where you're leaving from, maybe see that port where you're leaving from before you get on the ship. I always find it is a good thing to do. Another thing is drink packages. Drink packages, there's usually 3 or 4 tiers of drink packages on the cruise. It is better to look at the price of the drinks and decide if you're going to be able to use the drink package. There's so many rules in the drink packages, X amount of drinks per day. Another good thing is onboard credit. When you book with a travel agent, they can usually find you a lot of onboard credit, get you a lot of special deals. You can actually start booking your trip on Expedia or another website and have it transferred over to a travel agent, which is something I do a lot. I usually find that with my travel agent, I get better deals on the cruise line. For example, I've gotten free drink packages, free gratuities, free photo package, free dinner packages, free excursions, and so on. There are a ton of websites and a ton of different channels on YouTube that you can go to find out about cruising. Very helpful hints, very helpful tips. One of them is Emma Cruises. Another one is Don's Family Vacations. There's also La Lido Loca, which is Tony. These are great people who have put a whole wealth of knowledge into their videos, whatever. They give you cruise news, tell you what's going on with the cruise lines right now. I was booked on a couple cruises in 2020 that got canceled. I got cruise credit on some of them. I got my money back on others. The cruise lines have just started going out again. They just started cruising again. Things seem to be doing okay. A couple minor outbreaks, but for the most part, cruising is fine. However, the rules are changing every day. Some ships are still getting canceled. Some cruises are still getting canceled. It is best to book ahead, make sure you have a backup plan in case your cruise gets canceled, and just, be prepared for anything that could happen. Again, travel insurance would really come in handy should anything happen to you on the ship right now. Thank you, and I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please subscribe.